Hello everyone and welcome back to the second game between Mathewson and Nizzy versus Schlop and Master Chief. As we saw in game 1, it was actually a pretty easy win for both Matthew and Nizzy. Let's see whether they can turn the tide here, Schlop and Chief, in Jungle of Vietnam. Let's get some predictions in. Hottiwre, what do you think?
Well, if it's anything on the last game, it's all going to be down to how well Chief handles his defences. I noticed on this one, it's Matt is on the upper side.
And it looks like actually Matt is when allied here actually. Usually he'll go for Soviet. Matt, do you remember this game at all?
I do. I believe Super's won for this game, which is why I chose Allied. I was planning on doing a bit of a chrono rush, I expect. This game...
Did you guys go random placements or was it fixed?
It was loser's choice. It was loser's choice from the previous game as to who chose what side. I think we decided to choose our positions first, so the Shorts could fix themselves against whoever they wanted.
I'm surprised that, well, I'm not surprised, in some ways I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised that Chief picked to go against you, but when you put it against Nizzy...
yes, no, Nizzy was definitely, in theory, the stronger teammate of the two of us. I think it's also worth bearing in mind that because of the bridges on this map, it is viable to go allied, put a couple of grizzlies at the start of the map, and at the start of the game, and to blow the bridges, or seals to blow the bridges, which gives you a little extra time to try and get to the late game tech, for which the Allies definitely have an advantage, as opposed to just the classic Soviet Rhino spam.
I suppose similarly to the first map here, the main, what you say?
Ooh,
the main... Yeah, I just saw that one of his miners got droned earlier.
Yeah.
As I was saying, the main thing about this map is you want to build down the cliffs to ore spots, very similar to Head Freezes Over. But it looks like here Schlop actually got hit with the drone and he was forced to build a service depot. I'm guessing there's only one person that could put out the drone so fast, which is Nizzy, obviously.
That was definitely Nizzy, yep.
Well, given that Nizzy's the only Soviet player on that team, yes.
That's also true, yeah.
Yeah, it's very Nizzy-like as well to do that. Oh, as we see, as you mentioned earlier, Matt, the blowing up the bridges on top, which
also
basically...
this time it was by Chief as opposed to me.
I guess Chief fired some time there for you.
I also noticed Chief accidentally sold his MCV here. I just remember that from the actual match as well, because you see he has conscripts and an engineer, which means that he might have accidentally sold his MCV.
It was either that or it was a tactic going for early game rush to get the extra cash, but I believe it was a misclick.
It might have been, if I recall.
I'd be wondering what he was trying to sell.
It might have misclicked, or I believe it was actually a game plan here. Yeah, as we see down here, actually both of them actually rushing Nizzy at the same time. If they can get Nizzy out, that's some early game pressure released.
Absolutely. If they've been able to get Nizzy out at this point, it's definitely very hard for me to counter.
Oh, that's a very bad choice there from Master Chief. He should have just went through the desolator there.
Went through, absolutely, to support the Shorts tanks.
Because of that, Nizzy was actually able to take both of their armies one by one instead of both at the same time.
Yeah, I remember him asking me to help him to support because he thought that he wouldn't have enough. But, it turns out he did.
With the conscripts, you can't do much as fodder when you have just one tank, and there's a desolator, and then there's the deploy. Can't say it's looking too good for Chief and Spurger now. I'm assuming they were expecting a pretty easy, not easy, sorry, but a pretty early rusher. And looks like Nizzy also sold his MCB. Oh, sorry, not Nizzy. Spirit also sold his MCB.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they were going in for the early game pressure, which makes sense if I was playing allies to try and build up the necessary buildings and sell out to try and knock out Nizzy. It's a very viable strategy.
There's also a bunch of miners below the cliff there. It didn't pay off at all.
No.
There's a lot of plans actually going idle right now. I would actually, if I was playing a game, I would actually go down the cliff and actually get some of the miners below.
I think that was something that not only happened in this best of 3, but in many of the best of 3s. That a lot of players, myself included, ended up being very talented outside the map, using inner zones, especially on lots of love.
As you can see here, both of them actually went in this time, but actually Matt was able to come back and support with those 3 battle fortresses.
Yeah, had it not been for those battle fortresses, I think the game might have turned out very, very differently.
Definitely. Oh, and there you go, there's a Chrono Spirit into Schlop Space and the IC as well.
And there you see short balls
Player
didn't work out.
Like, kind of back to that when you only have 4 factories and
No,
can't build any extra defences or anything.
Usually when you do an early rush tactic, if it doesn't work, you are immediately on the back foot because of selling that MCV and you can't really build any more production buildings to help you in the long game. But it looks like Matt and Nizzy actually take away game 2 here, which gives them a lot of fun in the round robin. And there it is, that's game 2. Point goes to Matt and Nizzy.